Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing Power Rangers issue 1. Now this is the issue that you should be following, and then it kind of goes issue 1, Power Rangers issue 1, Mighty Morphin issue 2, so you know that drill. So hopefully these videos will come up in order of them, I hope. But yeah, sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's jump into it. Now I feel like this issue is going to be more action-packed. It's going to be more kind of missions that weren't in Mighty Morphin or even kind of talked about, because it follows Zach, Trini and Jason, which I really liked. And the way that this opens up is that they're training in 0G. They're kind of wondering what's going on, and I have a feeling that in this that Trini's going to be the leader, which I am totally for, because like her interactions in this, she's not the Trini that we know. She's changed, and I really like this change because it has shown that there is a ton of character growth, and that's what I generally really like. So the Omega Rangers are training in 0G because they know stuff's gone on and they need to kind of get better. If they're going to be fighting on different planets, they could have different amounts of gravity or no gravity at all. So for them, this is the best way to do it. Now, they know that they've got to go against a bad guy called the Imperials, and you know, you kind of think, okay, kind of cool name, but they are absolutely monsters. They can destroy planets like that. So pretty much think of Thanos on crack and destroying everything completely. So the Omega Rangers go back to Earth, and you can see the Rangers having fun, like the Mighty Morphin Rangers. We'll call them that because it's a lot easier. So the Mighty Morphin Rangers are on Earth. They're having fun at the beach day, and Zach, Trini and Jason arrive back, talking about, you know, being all friendly, and everyone's extremely happy to kind of see them, and they express it, and it's like, woo, everyone party type thing, everyone's back. But they have to go meet Zordon, and they talk about the Imperials, and the Zordon Alpha have no information in their banks at all about what all of this is, so they've kind of just, like, they're trying to find information. They know that Draken is down in the command center. He is being kind of imprisoned. So Zach, Trini and Jason are like, oh my god, we've got to speak to him. And Draken knows exactly where the Imperials are, exactly what's been going on. And they know what's going on. He knows, Draken knows that the Imperials are bad news, and that is the worst thing. So you kind of get more a sense of that this whole story is going to be mainly focused on one bad guy. So with Power Rangers, it's going to be the Imperials. With Mighty Morphin, it's going to be more about Dark Spectre and stuff like that we see. So Draken gives this kind of whole speech thing. He knows exactly what the Rangers are like and what they need. The Imperials are going to destroy the world, and you know, he's going to watch it all burn, and he's loving this. Tommy walking in, like, I've got to admit, I like his pose when he walks in reminds me very much of like a Marvel stance from the old Marvel comics. But with this, like, the Rangers or the Omega Rangers speak to Zordon, and Zordon really, like, he changes character quite a lot. You know, he's not this calm person. He's like, how dare you defy me? How dare you do this? And, you know, it feels like out of all the times in the comics, from like, he's always been used to always winning, and yet Draken's done something. Now, I can't remember in the previous one if this is like the second Zordon that has been like evil, not evil, but he's kind of like, he knows a way around. So it's not the normal Zordon, because that one died. You know, he's from another world. So it just feels like Zordon is like, how dare you go against me? I say this, and my word is law. Even says like, you're no longer Power Rangers, so you're not under my jurisdiction. So if you do it, you know, my word is law, and do you understand? And you can see Zach, Trini and Jason going, huh? Like, you know, this is a different side that they've never seen. In the next stage, everyone is back at the juice bar. They're kind of like talking. Ernie's like, hey, how you doing? Not seen you for a while. And one thing I like that comes up is that Rocky and Jason are training. And with this, Rocky kind of opens up. And I feel like this is kind of a very interesting point, because he says like, oh, when you were here, you led the Power Rangers. Grace, she led the Power Rangers. But he doesn't, and you know, he doesn't feel like if he fit in, if he was a right choice, and that Jason is better. And Jason opens up and says, look, you're good, your kicks are good, your punches are good, your strength and reach are all great, you are a good Red Ranger. But I really liked Rocky's way of opening up, because I think a lot of people do turn around and say that he's not the best Red Ranger. You know, in my eyes, I think he's a better Blue Ranger. But in this one, it's like, you know, he's not too sure, and he's second guessing himself. And the fact that Jason has to say, no, you are good, you could be better than me, I think this really helps with Rocky. Now, for the rest of this issue, they're talking about the Imperials. Trini literally gets so angry because everyone's like, oh, hey, like, you know, it doesn't matter, maybe Zord and Alpha. And Trini can't really stand this. And I think it's even when Tommy, he turns around and tries to be a dick, and he's like, oh yeah, but, you know, in a way he doesn't care. So Trini just lets out and says, like, you weren't there, you didn't see the damage that these guys have done. You know, how dare you? The Imperials are a lot stronger than anything that we've seen. And yet it feels like Tommy and all that are like shrugging it off, like, doesn't matter. You know that if they were on Earth, you know, if the Imperials had landed and it was doing the same thing and you saw mass destruction everywhere, you'd see that the Tommy and the rest would be like, you know, we've got to fix this. So I feel like when you see these characters not caring and being like, it's not our problem, I feel like that is a huge letdown in this, and I really kind of don't like it. So for me, seeing in this, I'm not a huge fan, and I just feel like you've got different sets of characters. But again, this is the comic universe and not like any other, so I kind of see it, but yeah. So the next part of this story is that the Omega Rangers are going to steal Draken, so they break into the command center. They do this amazing kind of like sequence, like it reminds me of Mission Impossible. And when they jump into this, Alpha finds them, and you know, when Draken's being taken out, like Jason's turning around saying, like, no, if you move, I'll kill you. If you step out of line, I'll kill you. You know, we're not the same people that you know. We will defeat you. And Draken, I think, tries to push the boat a bit, but the others aren't having it, which is fine. I don't mind that. It's okay. It's a different comic. Cool. One thing is when Alpha steps in, like Draken punches Alpha, just knocks him out, and Zordon beams in and he sees it, and damn, I've never seen Zordon this angry. He's like, how dare you? You know, you've overstepped the line, rah rah rah. And Jason turns around and says, I'm sorry, but we need Draken. And it feels like Zordon's like taking this again personally. It's like, if you move, I will find you, I will do this. Anything that I have at my disposal, I'll throw at you. Now, I will go back a little bit to where when Draken punches Alpha, Jason loses it and he pins him against the wall and says, you never touch Alpha, never ever touch Alpha at all. That's the one thing you never do. And I like this because Alpha's not the best fighter at all, but I like the fact that the Rangers still care for him and love him, and therefore it was a nice thing to kind of put in. At the very end, you just see this whole stance of the Omega Rangers and Draken standing together. You know, it looks like it's going to be, that's the pose that they're going to do, and it's fine for what it is, like, and it just ends. That's pretty much it, and then issue 2's out. But for me, I really enjoyed this. Like, I really liked that, you know, Draken is this like, oh, I'm going to tease you, I'm going to play with you. But I love the fact that the rest of them are like, I don't give a shit, we're going to just take you down. I didn't like Zordon. I don't like Zordon in this comic book because it feels like his word is law. It felt like if you have a conversation with him and you turn around and say, oh, I don't agree with that, he'd flip a table and be like, I hate you, you're out of here, I'm taking your powers, and stuff like that. So I felt like Zordon is a bit, I don't like the Mighty Morphin team in this, bar Rocky, because I feel like they don't want to help. It's more like, hey, we're friends, we'll do what we want, hey, let's go to the mall. And that sort of mentality isn't good. I think the story is going to be interesting. I think if you push past the first couple of pages to where it gets into the meat of the story, I think that is good. So even though I like Mighty Morphin, I might like Power Rangers because I feel like this is going to be a bit darker to some degree, and that's what I kind of like in this comic book. So far, I'm intrigued to if Draken's going to help them, if Draken's going to turn on them, but I really want Jason to kill Draken, and I think that would be kind of good because I can imagine in like the last issue that Jason teleports into Command Center, Zordon goes crazy angry, and literally just Jason throws Draken's head onto the floor and goes, I've done it, he's no longer a threat. And Zordon going like, what have you done? And it playing differently. So I'd like to see something like that could possibly happen. But for what we've got now, this story is great. I would recommend picking it up. I'd recommend reading it when you get a chance. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like this? Do you like the idea of all of this? Is this going to be your favorite one that you pick up, or are you going to go for Mighty Morphing? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.